What is going on, YouTube? It's your boy Spanko, and today I'm bringing you guys something I've been wanting to bring you guys for a while, but I just wasn't sure how I wanted to play the deck, and that's Stardust Assault Mode. Now, if you guys don't know, Assault Mode did get support a while ago, actually. By now, I think it's been like few months, like 6-7 months even, since Dane, I think, is the last time it got support. Also, it got some OTS pack reprints, which is why I decided to do this profile for you guys. Now, I do have higher rarity assault modes. Don't roast me, guys. I'm sorry for playing the comments from OTSs, but these are just the ones that I had laying around, so I'm gonna put them in my deck profile. I have a little collection. If you guys want to see my collection, by the way, I have a really big collection of random, high rarity, older stuff that I just really like to collect. I don't know, like elemental hero kind of stuff. So if you guys want to see that, I mean, you guys can clearly see the ultimate rare first ed Stardust Dragon here. It's a little bit damaged, but anyways, we're going on to the deck profile. Now, I've been wanting to show you guys the deck profile for a while, mostly because it's fun. There is a one card combo that I'll actually be showcasing at the end of this video, so you guys will be seeing a one card combo that essentially gets assault mode out of your deck for free. So that's why I decided to do this deck profile. It's fun. I'm going to show you guys the combo. If you guys like these videos, if you guys enjoy these videos, please like this one and subscribe to the channel, and you guys might see more deck profiles coming from me. Now, I do meta, I do non-meta, so if you guys want to check that out, make sure to like and subscribe. Now, if you guys also have any suggestions for deck profiles you guys want to see, let me know. So, triple Stardust Dragon Assault Mode. I'm sorry for the glare, guys. I'm still moving and setting up my own YouTube studio, so don't worry about that. Once I get that out of the way, I'd be uploading way more, but because of this whole moving process, etc., I'm kind of stuck doing this. But triple Stardust Dragon Assault Mode is harder than soul of your deck. You can make double of them first turn sometimes, but when I show you guys the combo, I'll just be showing you guys how to make one of these just with a one card combo. The next card is triple Assault Sentinel. Now, Assault Sentinel is basically brings you to the one card combo. It gets you to the one card combo, so you got to play triple of this guy. Another guy that's really important is Assault Beast. Assault Beast basically gets Assault Mode activate to your hand. Now, you don't want to play triple of him. I guess you could, but you don't really need to play triple of him because you have ways to search him out of your deck, and so you don't want to keep playing multiple of this and open multiple of this, because essentially the point of this deck is you can try to one card combo into Assault Mode and then have disruption, have a couple of back row, have a hand trap, etc., something like that. So the engine you guys will see for the Assault Mode engine is really actually small, because you just need one card, make your Assault Mode, and then set a bunch of cards or use hand traps, and your opponent basically can't play, right? You'll have a bunch of negates. Now, Assault Sentinel is one of those new cards from Dane that I was talking about that gets you to this card, which is also a new card from Dane, triple Psy Reflector, which is basically the heart and soul of your deck. This is also a one card combo. I mean, Sentinel gets you to this, but if you don't have Sentinel and you open this, then you have the one card combo regardless. So if you guys don't know how Psy Reflector works, is if it's normal or special summon, you can add one Assault Mode activate or one card that specifically lists Assault Mode activate in its text from your deck to your hand. So what you'll usually do is you'll Psy Reflector and add Assault Beast. Then Assault Beast will discard itself to add the Assault Mode activate, and then I'll show you guys the combo. It makes a lot of sense after. But Psy Reflector is basically the one card combo. Assault Sentinel just gets you to Psy Reflector, which is also technically a one card combo. And then I am playing triple Ash Blossom, the most generic hand trap. Like I said, you guys want to make Stardust Dragon Assault Mode, and then you just want to sit on like a couple hand traps, or you want to sit on back row, something like that. So that's why triple Ash Blossom is really important. Another card that I decided to play two of was double Ghost Bell. Now, actually, the reason I decided to play Ghost Bell is that it's really important in this deck, and the reason it's important is because all these monsters tribute as cost. So Assault Sentinel's effect special summons Psy Reflector from deck, but Assault Sentinel basically it tributes as cost. So if it gets called by the grave, you lose your card. So Ghost Bell is actually really important because you can't afford your cards to get called by the graves. Same thing with Stardust Dragon Assault Mode, like it tributes as cost, so they have the ability to call by the grave it, which is why I decided to play the Ghost Spell, just to save you from that. You don't want to lose to something like call by the grave, even something like DD Crow, because this summons itself back on the end phase if it activates its effects, but then if they DD Crow it or something, then you're kind of stuck. So that's why I really like the Ghost Spell in this build. Another card I really like is double Gamma, and then of course the one Psy Frame Rider. I think this is necessary. I wanted to play triple Gamma. It's just kind of weird that I'm playing two, but in testing, two is the most I'd ever needed. Like, I didn't want to cut a Ghost Bell for a third one, and I didn't want to cut an Ash because Ash is the most generic. And by the way, the reason I'm playing Psy Frame Gear Gamma is, like I said, with the Ghost Bell, same thing. These all tribute as cost, so if they get tributed and your opponent tries to negate the effect by some means, let's say even if you activate Assault Sentinel, tribute as cost, and then they Ash it, for example, you can Gamma that because it's going to be off the field. So Gamma is pretty much always going to be live in that sense, because again, like I said, they all tribute as cost for their effects. So Gamma helps you get there, and then Gamma helps you also make like your level 8 synchro plays, which is also really cool. So that's why I really like Gamma in this deck. It actually works really well. If you guys want to up to 3, you can maybe cut an Ash for a third Gamma. I don't know, it depends. I just think Ash is the most generic, which is why I like to play the 3 of Ash. And that's actually it for the monsters, like I said, you guys can see the assault mode engine is really small. It's just, you know, these as well as the side reflectors, and then you're playing a bunch of hand traps to stop your opponent from playing. So off to the spell cards, we are playing one assault mode 0. Now assault mode 0 is pretty cool because you can tribute a synchro monster, same thing as assault mode activate, but instead of activate, which has to special summon it from the deck, assault mode 0 actually lets you summon it from your hand. The reason you only want to play one is because you never really want this in your hand anyways, and so the point is, it's like if you have this in your hand, you can use assault mode 0 instead of assault mode activate. But the reason you'll never have it in your hand is because I also play one assault teleport, which lets you actually take an assault mode card from your hand, return it to your deck, and then draw 2 cards. So essentially what this is going to do is it's going to get you these, because these are technically bricks in your hand, they do nothing in your hand, so it gets you them back into your deck, which makes assault mode activate more live, and then it gets you a draw 2. So assault teleport, really good card as a 1-of. I don't want to play too much because the thing is, it only can shuffle back the Stardust Dragon assault mode, so if you open these and none of these, then it's kind of like useless in that sense. So that's why I just wanted to play the 1-of, just, you know, if I draw the assault mode, it helps me put it back in the deck. Triple tanky, because tanky, like I said, searches your assault sentinel as well as your assault beast, which is why you never really want to play 3 assault beast, because I don't know, tanky just gets you to it if you need to get to it that way, but otherwise you're just going to be wanting to get sentinel anyways. And another card you're playing is triple call by the grave. You don't want to lose to hand traps, because this deck, again, like I said, they all tribute as cost, and if your opponent negates it, then now you have nothing on your field and it's negated, right? So you need you call by the grave just to, you know, be a little more defensive. But it's also an offensive card, because if your opponent, for example, let's say you're playing a Sky Striker, being able to call by the grave array is really strong. Even something like being able to hit like Dingirsu or something from the graveyard, call by the grave is really strong in that sense. And then you're playing 1/1 as well as 1 emergency teleport. Emergency teleport actually does get Side Reflector from your deck because it's a level 1 psychic. It can also technically get Gamma if you wanted to. That's also another reason why I contemplated playing Ghost Ogre, because emergency teleport can also get you to Ghost Ogre. But this is essentially also a 1-card combo because it gets you to Side Reflector, which is a 1-card combo. Same thing with 1/1. 1/1 is technically like a 1.5 card combo because you need to have a discard. But if you discard, then you get to your Side Reflector, and then you have the combo again, right? So that's why all of these are really necessary in that sense. One Monster Reborn, because if you guys don't know, Stardust Dragon Assault Mode says it must first be special summoned by Assault Mode activate, but after that, it doesn't actually need to be special summoned that way. So if it gets stuck in your graveyard or your opponent outs it, you can Monster Reborn it back to your side of the field, which is really good in that sense. And that's it for the spell cards, honestly. You're only playing a few spell cards, just cards that, just like power cards, essentially. You know, they get you to your 1-card combos, all of them, and then just a little bit of defensive cards. So lastly, for the trap cards, you are, of course, playing double Assault Mode activate. This is obviously very necessary because the deck revolves around it. Now, why do you not want to play 3? The reason you don't want to play 3 is because opening multiple of it actually does nothing for you. Technically, it could be okay if you open double, and let's say you had double Stardust Dragon, then you can like double activate and summon double Assault Mode or Stardust Dragon Assault Mode. I don't know, like it's kind of gimmicky in that sense. You can do it. It's not the best thing in the world though, because sometimes you see too much of it and you really need your hands to go off. Let's say you open the 1-card combo, right, which is either Sentinel or Side Reflector or something like that. Then if you have like 2 Assault Mode activates in your hand, then you're going to be searching the third, let's say if you played 3, and then at that point, you're like, the rest of your hand is nothing for you. So the point of playing 2 is because you don't really want to see this, you want to search it and not actually open it, and you want to open your hand traps, right? So that's why I decided to play only 2 of this. Same thing with double back to the front. It kind of acts like the Monster Reborn, like I was saying, because Stardust Dragon Assault Mode does not need to be special summoned with Assault Mode activate after it's already been special summoned the first time. So back to the front can summon this back, but back to the front can also special summon back your Stardust Dragon from the graveyard. And if you do open a second Assault Mode, let's say you open one and you search a second one, then you can back to the front this, activate your second Assault Mode activate, and then it'll get you to double Stardust Dragon Assault Mode. So that's why I like the back to the front. It's very good in this deck. It lets you play on your opponent's turn as well, which is really cool. Also, if your opponent's about to out your monster, Stardust Dragon can technically negate a target and like a destruction. So Stardust Dragon in itself is kind of like a negate. So that's why back to the front is really good. Triple Imperm. I know, guys, Imperm's expensive. I mean, if you guys heard, there's a new set coming out in March with a bunch of reprints. Imperm probably is going to get reprinted. Phantasme as well, maybe. So this might be cheaper in the future. If you guys don't want to play Imperm, that's fine. Play the Ghost Ogres, like I said, because again, Ghost Ogre is really good with the Emergency Teleport. You can play even Effect Veilers just because you want to go first in this deck. So being able to go first and then just set the Imperm is really good in that sense. So that's why I thought the Imperm was better than something like the Effect Veiler, because Effect Veiler in your hand does nothing for you turn 1. This doesn't either, but being able to set it and then you're going to lock out, you're going to negate a monster plus lock out a spell or trap zone for them. So I just thought Imperm was cool in that sense. You don't have to play it. But the last card you play is Triple Strike, which I actually think is very mandatory. People underestimate how big it is when you strike a Galatea or strike a striker monster. Strike a striker monster, that sounds funny. But the reason it's really actually good is because if you strike a Galatea, they can't actually symbol skeleton it back to the field because it was never properly summoned, because you would strike the summon of the Galatea, right? So that's why strike is really good against every meta deck pretty much this format. Same thing with like Sunlight Wolf. You can't summon it back from the graveyard or something because it has to be properly summoned beforehand. So that's why I think Solemn Strike is one of those, like one of the better trap cards in the game right now. And if you can play it in your deck, then I definitely promote playing it. I definitely think it's actually a really good card to play, especially like I said with this deck where your one card combo gets you to Assault mode, and then you want to set up your Assault mode with like a Solemn Strike, maybe an Imperm, and maybe a hand trap. And then at that point, I don't think your opponent's going to be able to play through that board, right? And then from there on, you'll just continue, right? So that's it for the trap cards. It is a 40 card main deck, and I'll be showing you guys the extra deck. So for the extra deck, I think this is pretty obvious. You are playing triple Stardust. Now I only have 2 Stardust, so we're just going to cover up that proxy right there. And I'm also going to put the ultimate rare in the front because it's pretty. But you have to play triple Stardust. I don't have a third one. I never thought I'd ever need a third one, so I never picked up a third one. Triple Stardust, very important. It's the most important card in the deck. Now, I'm going to show you guys right now that, or I'm going to tell you guys right now that I only have 12 cards in this extra deck, and I'll tell you guys why. One, because I don't have a couple cards, and I'll suggest like other options, but in this extra deck you basically have what you need to be summoning. So Stardust Dragon is the pretty much main card you're going to be summoning. Another one that comes up often is Omega, because if you Gamma on your first turn, then you can summon Omega, and then what you can do with Omega is you can obviously get a card out of their hand, it'll come off the field, it'll open up the zone for Stardust Dragon. So Omega is really good in that sense. Scarlet Dread Dragon, good in time. Another card that's good in time that I actually don't have, that I'm going to actually just put up on the screen right now so you guys can see, is Gustav Max. Now Gustav Max is a rank 10, and if you guys didn't know, Stardust Dragon Assault Mode is actually a level 10. So if you have 2 of these on the field, you can actually summon Gustav Max, and it's really good in time because you can just attack, let's say, and then because these are 3,000, if you attack directly, it would be like 3,000, 3,000, and then Gustav Max for game. But then even if you guys are going into game 3 and into time, you can just overlay these two, do 2k damage, and then you're probably pretty much going to win in that sense. So Gustav Max, a card I'll put on the screen. It should be on the screen already for you guys. But Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend does the same thing. It'll burn your opponent for time. Black Rose is a card that'll come up here and there. I think it's one of those cards that you can make if you need to go back to a simplified game state. Boreal Savage Dragon comes up once in a while. I think this card, you don't make it all the time because obviously Stardust is just better, but if you have the ability to make it, why not, right? Savage is really good. One Beals, because Thunder Dragon has a really hard time getting over this card, and if you guys actually didn't notice, because I didn't notice this at first, but Psy Reflector is actually a dark tuner, and Beals needs a dark tuner. So Beals is actually really easy to make in this deck, and you can just sit on it and stall your opponent out. Coral Dragon, these are just utility synchros that you can make. Trish is a really good card. Lambda comes up once in a while. If you guys open double Gamma, what you can do is you can actually just make the Lambda if you go first. Instead of making Omega, if you open up double Gamma, for example, you can Gamma, summon Driver on your opponent's turn, negate whatever, make Lambda, now you have zones, and then the second Gamma is now live because you have it in your hand and Lambda lets you use it, right? So Lambda is really good in that sense. Link Karibo is also pretty good. Just because, you know, Psy Reflector is a level 1, you can technically kind of make it, I don't know. It's just a bunch of utility cards. After these 4 plus like the Lambda, everything else is just utility. So like I said, one card that you can also put into this is Gustav Max. Another card is, you know, the level 11 Stardust monster. You can make that here and there. Just utility synchros that you guys want to play. But essentially, this is what you need for the extra deck, and the rest is just, you know, whatever you need for the situation. So for the one card combo, you can technically start with Psy Reflector or Assault Sentinel. Does not matter, because if you normal summon Assault Sentinel, tribute it, use special Psy Reflector from your deck. Another way you can start this one card combo is either with Emergency Teleport or Tenki, because Tenki gets you to Assault Sentinel, and then Emergency Teleport gets you to Psy Reflector. So it does not matter. Any one of these 4 cards is full combo. For the sake of this combo, I'll just show you the Psy Reflector. It does not matter. So what you're going to do is you're going to normal summon your Psy Reflector, activate its effect, and you are going to search Assault Beast, because Assault Beast does have Assault Mode activated in its text. Then you're going to take your Assault Beast, discard it from your hand, and add an Assault Mode activate from your deck to your hand. So then what you're going to do is you're going to activate Psy Reflector effect to reveal Assault Mode activate, and then what it's going to do is it's going to special summon Assault Beast from your graveyard, and then add from 1 to 4 to its level. So basically, because it's already level 4, you're going to want to add 3 levels to it, so it becomes a level 7, if that makes sense. So basically it becomes a level 7. Now technically you can make it a level 8 and then make a Synchro 9, I guess, if you wanted to, but you're not going to want to do that for this case. And then so Psy Reflector and Assault Beast, you're going to sync these 2 together to make your Stardust Dragon in your extra monster zone. And then you could just set your Assault Mode activate, and you're going to pass. Now you still have 4 cards in your hand at this point, and that's all you needed to do. So all you needed to do was normal summon Psy Reflector, and now you have your Stardust Dragon plus your Assault Mode activate. On your opponent's standby phase, what you're going to do is you're going to flip Assault Mode activate, tributing your Stardust Dragon, and then summoning Stardust Dragon Assault Mode from your deck. And then now you have your Assault Mode negate and 4 cards still in hand. Now, the 4 cards in hand, what the whole point of this deck is supposed to be is supposed to be like, let's say it's an Ash Blossom plus a Ghost Bell plus, let's say it was a Called by the Grave and an Imprint. So what you would do is you would set these 2 and then have these two in your hand. This is just an example of just 4 random cards that you would maybe have in your hand with this combo. And then now you have disruption on your opponent's turn, and you have a negate, which is also disruption, and then you can keep attacking, right? So that's basically what this deck wants to do, just with a 1-card combo. And literally, like I said, Psy Reflector is a 1-card combo, Assault Sentinel is a 1-card combo, Fire Formation Tenki is a 1-card combo, Emergency Teleport is a 1-card combo. So that's it for this deck profile. If you guys want to see any other deck profiles on the channel, make sure to leave it in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, please like this video. Consider subscribing to the channel. My goal is 2,500 for the end of 2019. We're at 2,100, so you know, I got a month and a half. I think we can do it. Let's hit 2,500. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you all. And with that, guys, Spanko signing out.
My hands steady, I feel ready, but my legs heavy. I don't get it. How come I haven't hit it already? Still working, I'm still learning, I'm still searching, finally earning something, finally turning something called a profit. If I hear you talking shit, don't get caught in it. I'll be popping off and hit your ass, dropping all your shit. Yeah, I promise this, I got promises. You ain't stopping this, cross my shit.